You're listening to an African Elements top news story for April 16th, 2025. Please visit our website at africanelements.org for more daily news. Harvard DEI funding freeze and research impact, 2025. The Trump administration has taken significant action against Harvard University. A massive $2.2 billion in grants were frozen. Additionally, $60 million in contracts faced the same halt. This freeze officially started on April 15th, 2025. This move hits hard, especially at places like the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Federal money makes up nearly half of its budget. Losing that support creates huge challenges for their work. Another major financial blow comes from a new policy affecting research funding. A February 2025 National Institutes of Health rule limits how much universities can charge for indirect research costs. These costs cover essential things like building upkeep, electricity, and administrative support needed for research. The new cap is set at just 15%. For Harvard, this policy change alone could mean losing an estimated $100 million each year. This puts vital infrastructure and support systems for research projects at risk. Harvard's Faculty of Arts and Sciences recently invested over $30 million to build lab facilities, funds now threatened by this cap. The funding freeze isn't happening in a vacuum. It connects to a wider push against diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. The Trump administration has broadly banned DEI policies in federal grants, government agencies, and contracts. This specifically targets universities that maintain DEI offices. It also targets those hosting events like race or ethnicity-specific graduation ceremonies. For the Black community, DEI programs often represent vital pathways. They support access, representation, and a sense of belonging in higher education. Harvard finds itself directly caught in this conflict. The administration accused the university of failing to protect Jewish students. They cited Title VI, a law against discrimination in federally funded programs. These accusations stemmed from campus protests related to the Gaza war. However, Harvard President Alan Garber pushed back strongly. He rejected demands to dismantle the university's DEI initiatives. Garber stated Harvard will not surrender its independence or relinquish its constitutional rights to federal overreach. Consequently, the fight over DEI policies becomes tangled with accusations of discrimination and questions of institutional independence. The funding freeze poses a serious threat to crucial scientific research at Harvard. Groundbreaking work could be halted across many important fields. This includes studies on Alzheimer's disease, HIV, and environmental health. Much of this research directly impacts public health, shaping national policies and global health strategies. For communities of color, who often face disproportionate health burdens, cuts to research on diseases like HIV or environmental hazards are particularly concerning. Progress in these areas is essential for achieving health equity. Specific projects face immediate disruption. Dr. Sarah Fortune's work on tuberculosis, a disease that still affects many worldwide, was stopped by the freeze. Research led by Alberto Ascario linking the common Epstein-Barr virus to multiple sclerosis is now in jeopardy. This particular research holds exciting potential for developing new vaccines and therapies. Losing funding doesn't just slow down science. It potentially delays breakthroughs that could improve or save lives, including many within the African diaspora. Harvard isn't alone in facing these pressures. Over 60 universities across the country have received similar letters from the federal government. Institutions like Columbia and the University of Michigan are also under scrutiny. These letters threaten enforcement actions related to alleged non-compliance with civil rights laws. This widespread action suggests a broader campaign targeting higher education institutions, potentially chilling academic freedom and diversity efforts nationwide. Universities are pushing back, particularly against the NIH's indirect cost policy. Harvard argues the new 15% cap violates existing contractual agreements. They also claim it conflicts with the legal language governing NIH funding partnerships. Consequently, Harvard has initiated litigation hoping to delay the policy's implementation. The financial strain extends beyond the universities themselves. Affiliated hospitals face even greater financial challenges due to the reduced reimbursements for indirect costs. Leaders like Princeton President Christopher Eisgruber, a constitutional scholar, are emphasizing academic autonomy in resistance to perceived federal overreach. This resistance highlights the deep concerns about maintaining institutional independence and the resources needed for critical research. Copyright African Elements.